Sawasdee ka, and thank you for joining us on Newsline. We are broadcasting live on NBT, Radio Thailand FM 88, and on NBT World. It's Friday, March the 20th, and you're with me, Tra Chirakosan. And welcome to today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward. In our first story, Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha has ordered the Education Super Board to drop a 5-year education reform plan in collaboration with the national legislative and reform bodies. The Education Development Policy Committee, also known as the Education Super Board, was assigned by General Prayut during its meeting with the task of producing a 5-year master plan for education reform. Through close coordination with the National Legislative Assembly and the National Reform Council, the Premier stressed that the plan, once finished, must be put to practice in a concrete manner, both in the short and long term. The Premier suggests that the reform plan should allow students to study with ease while concurrently improving their skills and competitiveness. He said technology should be utilized to expand access to education, especially for students relying on distant learning. As for vocational students, he urged related institutions to join hands in updating the curricula to increase the students' capability and boost the market demand. Prime Minister Prayut also recommended the Super Board to study the education systems of 3 countries, namely Finland, Singapore, and South Korea, in order to use them for reference when overhauling the Thai system. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha is to make official visits to Singapore and Brunei Darussalam from March 24th until the 26th. He says he will seek to promote cooperation in all aspects with the 2 ASEAN neighbors during the visits. On the trip to Singapore, the Prime Minister says discussions will be made on trade and investment, which Singapore has an expertise. He will also encourage Singaporeans to buy more agricultural products from Thailand and thank the country for its participation in the Cope Tiger 2015 exercise with Thai soldiers. General Prayut will also show gratitude to the Singaporean Army for sending helicopters to fight forest fires in northern Thailand. Meanwhile, in Brunei Darussalam, General Prayut says he hopes to continue his discussion on ways to strengthen bilateral cooperation with the Sultan of Brunei after their meetings at various global stages. The Prime Minister indicated that all of Thailand's neighbors are always supportive and give moral support to the country, hoping it will be able to overcome a difficult time. He said he would take it as an encouragement to tackle people's problems relentlessly at all levels. Thailand and New Zealand have agreed to double their bilateral trade volume in 5 years. The cooperation was highlighted at the meeting between Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister General Thanasak Patimaprakon and newly appointed New Zealand Ambassador to Thailand, Ruben Livermore. The envoy paid a courtesy call on General Thanasak on the occasion of his assumption of the post. During the discussion, both sides agreed to push for greater cooperation under the existing framework of Thailand-New Zealand Closer Economic Partnership Agreement, which was inked in 2005. The 2 countries on this occasion set an aim to double bilateral trade value by 2020. General Thanasak also told the New Zealand ambassador Thailand's readiness to support the latter in holding activities to celebrate the 40th anniversary of diplomatic relations between the 2 countries next year. In other cooperation areas, Thailand will co-host a senior officials talk with New Zealand in June, while General Thanasak will attend the Thailand-New Zealand Joint Commission meeting in New Zealand. Deputy Prime Minister for Security Affairs General Prawit Wongsuwan has expressed satisfaction with the progress made by security officials in the Deep South and disclosed that delegates for the next peace dialogue are being chosen. General Prawit paid a visit to the 3 southern border provinces today to follow up on works of local security units. The deputy premier announced that he was content after discovering that the number of insurgent activities had been reduced by more than half. He said the improvement signifies higher effectiveness of cooperation of police, soldiers, state officials, and residents. Nonetheless, the deputy prime minister admits there are still insurgent members active in certain areas, but he pointed out that the situation is heading in a better direction. In regards to ongoing peace dialogue with separatist groups, he said related agencies are in the process of selecting the most suitable representatives to take part in the upcoming talks. While visiting Yala, General Prawit also chaired a meeting of the committee to mobilize policy and strategy to solve problems in the southern border provinces, with attendance including the Army Chief, related ministers, military commanders, heads of security agencies, and provincial governors. During the meeting, the Deputy Prime Minister stressed the necessity of conducting security operations in parallel with development works and the promotion of public understanding and acceptance. The National Legislative Assembly has passed the Military Personnel Act, which adjusts the salaries of military servicemen in accordance with the living costs of the present time. The Assembly heard the assessments of the ad hoc committee in charge of studying the bill, then proceeded to pass the third draft of the law with 163 votes in favor, 14 abstentions, and no votes in opposition. The Military Personnel Act is an amendment to its 1978 predecessor used when adjusting the salaries of military officers, servicemen, and cadets in the Ministry of Defense to coincide with changes in the cost of living. In addition, the lawmakers voted 168-0 to pass the law, with 17 abstentions to pass the National Police Act. The law seeks to adjust the salaries of law enforcement officers, taking into consideration the present standard of living, the rising cost of living, the state's financial capabilities, and salary discrepancies between civil servants groups, among other factors. The Ministry of Finance has forecast that the Thai economy will likely grow by 3.9% due to the government's increasing spending as well as the ministry's measures to boost the country's competitiveness. Deputy Director of the Fiscal Policy Office, Niti Tan Praphat, said other factors leading to the 3.9% growth included higher tourist arrivals and the ministry's assistance for low-income people affected by the economic problems. Consumption and investment in the private sector would likely increase in line with economic recovery, which would help improve confidence of investors and consumers in the remaining months of this year, according to the Deputy Director. The official also reported that Thailand's exports to neighboring countries were expected to increase due to the government's development of special economic zones. If exports expanded by 4%, the economy might grow more than 3.9% on the condition that other economic drives did not slow down. In the first quarter of 2015, the Fiscal Policy Office has forecast that the economy will grow more than 3% despite the government's low spending. Police officers have arrested 2 ivory smugglers who were found with millions of baht worth of elephant tusks. The government is planning to raise the case as proof of Thailand's commitment to fighting illegal ivory trade. Minister of Natural Resources and Environment General Daopong Ratanasuwan joined National Police Chief Police General Somyot Phumpanmuang in holding a press conference on the arrest of 2 men who are believed to be involved with a group of ivory traffickers apprehended last December in Surin Province. The latest arrest came as a result of interrogation of the first group of suspects and the tracing of financial transactions. The 2 comprised of 1 Thai national who was caught at his residence and 1 Malaysian national intercepted at Don Mueang Airport. A total of 51 elephant tusks worth approximately 5.8 million baht altogether were found in their possession and were seized by police. General Daopong claimed that the 2 had placed an order for elephant tusks from Africa, which were then smuggled through the south of Thailand into Bangkok. According to the minister, this particular case will be included in a report to be submitted to the parties of the Convention on International Trade and Endangered Species of Wild Flora and Fauna, or CITES, on March 31st. He said the report is aimed at demonstrating Thailand's devotion and sincerity in combating illegal trade of ivory in the country. The Ministry of Agriculture and Cooperative says the European Union, or EU, is satisfied with the country's efforts to crack down on illegal fishing. Speaking after a trip to the EU's headquarters in Belgium, Department of Fisheries Director General Jumpon Sangwon Sin revealed that the EU was quite appreciative of the progress of the country's campaign against IUU fishing, particularly the use of vessel monitoring systems, or VMS, and the issuance of National Plan of Action, or NPOA, against IUU fishing. Despite having obtained a positive response, Dr. Jumpon admitted that the EU still suggested speedy improvement in fishery laws and traceability system, adding that the development should be discussed at the next round of meeting. According to the EU, IUU fishing is blamed for jeopardizing fish stocks, marine habitats, coastal communities, as well as competition. Last week, Thailand's Center of Excellence for Life and Science, or T-Cells, introduced a skincare product made from rubber latex extract. The discovery has surprised the whole cosmetics industry. For more on this, Kun Suchani Rungmuenpon has the report.
The cosmetics industry is a billion-dollar market globally. Not long ago, the global cosmetics industry had the opportunity to get to know a new herbal skincare product from Thailand. The one that is regarded as a breakthrough is a skincare product made from latex. Yes, that's right. It's made from latex, the sap from rubber trees.
The rubber extract has been proven scientifically to have to be effective for brightening, skin brightening, and to help to eliminate wrinkles.
This invention is based on a research jointly conducted by teams from Prince of Songkhla University and Naresuan University, with support from Thailand's Center of Excellence for Life and Sciences, or T-Cells, operating under the Ministry of Science and Technology of Thailand.
What it does, it heals itself. How can it heal itself has been the subject of research. And researchers have long known that there are some substances like protease inhibitors, some proteins in the rubber latex that could heal the rubber skin. So then from that point, we did some research further if we could apply the same principle to human body.
The extract is named HB extract. It has phytochemicals rich in natural active compounds, organic acids, and super antioxidants that are known to increase skin quality. Currently, it has drawn much attention from the private sector, which discovered other active compounds from the extract that can be developed as hair products and nutritional supplements. Moreover, this could help boost the value of rubber, a cash crop that had faced plummeting prices in the past few years.
We can buy rubber latex at a higher price than normal rubber that is being used right today.
This rubber extract has been registered and already issued with patents in 4 countries: Thailand, Singapore, China, and Indonesia. Suchani Rungmuenpon, NBT World.
The 30th Music in the Garden, organized by the Public Relations Department, or PRD, was held yesterday with Sonchai Mekwichian and Sang Suri Rungrod, the 2 legendary Luktung singers, being the highlight of the event. The 2 prolific singers performed their iconic songs such as Rak Sao Sua Lai, Hiu Kapao,จูบไม่หวาน and กินยาลาตาย along with their other timeless hits. Several of the PRD artists also joined them. The audience was treated to a spectacular show in which artists enchanted the audience with their distinctive singing throughout the evening. The event was held at the PRD Conference Hall in Soi Ari Sampan on Rama 6th Road of Payatai District, and admission to the concert was, of course, free of charge. And that's the end of today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. Before we take a quick break, let's take a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices.
To maintain a strong nation, Thailand is promoting 12 core values for the good of the people. The 12 core values: putting the public and national interests before one's own.
Even if we don't see them, they are amongst us. And they're hungry. Slay your power-sucking monsters. Take their power away. Think when you plug.
NBT World, a 24-hour English language television service operated by the National News Bureau of Thailand, or NNT, is designed to bring the most reliable information about Thailand to the international community. NBT World is available on various platforms, including via C-band set-top boxes, GMMZ Channel 202, PSI Channel 272, and a live stream on thainews.prd.go.th/newsing. You can also follow us on facebook.com/NNT News or download the PRD News EN application on your smartphones. NBT World, a vision of Thailand.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. The Customs Department is expediting its role as coordinator between the government sector and all networks responsible for the development of Special Economic Zone, or SEZ, in Thailand. The move was affirmed by Deputy Director General of the Customs Department, Paisan Chunjit, at a seminar held for customs officials and members of the Customs Broker and Transportation Association of Thailand. The Deputy Director General also reiterated to all sectors to prepare themselves for the SEZ by raising their understanding on the SEZ policy. He said his office has been revising both tariff and non-tariff privileges, as well as improving related regulations and procedures to support the SEZ. However, shipping and transportation operators should study the SEZ policy in great detail and earnestly prepare for the establishment of the SEZs. At the seminar, Thailand and Myanmar, as members of the International Federation of Customs Broker Association, or IFCBA, also signed an MOU on customs clearance information exchange. Natsapat Akrungkrai, chairman of the Customs Broker and Transportation Association of Thailand, said the MOU encourages Myanmar to fill in Thailand's demand for labor in shipping and transportation sectors, while Thailand, in turn, will support its neighbor with a more systematic customs clearance. Elsewhere around the world, supporters of Yemeni President Abdurabu Mansur Hadi seized Aden's international airport yesterday after battles with rival forces, according to local officials. Hadi's troops deployed tanks and armored vehicles in the southern port city against heavily armed special forces loyal to former President Ali Abdullah Saleh, an ally of the Houthi movement that controls northern Yemen. 13 people were killed when forces loyal to Hadi fought their way into Aden's airport and wrested an adjacent military base from a renegade officer, according to the Aden governor, Abdulaziz bin Habtoor. Video posted online on the internet on Thursday purported to show an intense street battle as forces loyal to Hadi fought their way into the airport. Tanks were seen driving on the road leading to the entrance of the airport as fighters tried to kick down doors and climb over the walls to gain access inside. Later on Thursday, officials and residents said an unidentified warplane attacked the presidential palace in Aden after rival forces fought the worst clashes in years in Yemen's second city in a sharp escalation of the country's months-long conflict. Both the fighting on the ground and subsequent air attack appear to be part of a deepening power struggle between Hadi and the Shiite Muslim Houthi group, which controls the capital Sana'a and is allied with former President Ali Abdullah Saleh. Several Americans joined a crowd of Tunisians on Thursday who gathered outside the Bardo Museum in the capital Tunis to show solidarity with the country a day after 20 foreign tourists were killed in an attack claimed by Islamic State. Protesters carried signs reading "Tunisia is not finished" and waved Tunisian flags, while flowers and candles were placed at the entrance to the National Museum. Japanese, Italian, Spanish, and British visitors, as well as 3 Tunisians, were among the victims. The assault, the most deadly attack involving foreigners in Tunisia since 2002 suicide bombing in Djerba, came at a fragile moment for a country just emerging to full democracy after its pioneering popular uprising 4 years ago. It is heavily reliant on foreign tourists to its beach resorts and desert treks, and the government was about to tackle politically sensitive reforms aimed at boosting economic growth. Authorities said they had arrested 4 people directly linked to the attack, and 5 others were with indirect ties. A Colorado woman appeared in court on Thursday after she was accused of cutting a fetus out of another woman's womb after luring her with a Craigslist ad, then taking it to a hospital and claiming to have had a miscarriage. Dido Catrice Lane, who was 34 years old, was booked into Boulder County Jail on charges of attempted first-degree murder, first-degree assault, and reckless child abuse resulting in death, according to online jail records. Police responded to a report of stabbing on Wednesday at a home in Longmont, 30 miles or about 48 kilometers north of Denver, where they found a woman crying for help after being beaten and stabbed in the torso. The victim said she was pregnant and that an attacker had removed her baby. She said she had gone to the house after seeing a Craigslist ad for baby clothes. Citing state records, the Denver Post said Lane had been a certified nurse's aide, but that her license had expired in 2012. And that's it for today's edition of Newsline. For any comments or suggestions, please feel free to email them to us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook. Just simply type in NNT or check out our website at thainews.prd.go.th/newsing. We're going to say goodbye with a footage of a dinosaur museum in Khon Kaen province. I'm Pra Thirakosan. Have a wonderful day. Swadee ka.